both Konate and Van Dijk don't have a future certain, so someone has to step up, and their names are Jamie Shakir and Sylvain Lyon. Looking at Liverpool, don't really know what's happened with Van Dijk and Konate from beyond this season. I think Van Dijk always becoming older and older. I think he'll be turning 35 this summer. I feel like he's someone who will probably play his last year next season, which will be also his final year of his contract, and then he'll leave Liverpool at age 36. I feel like that's kind of the best career plan he probably has right now. And Konate is someone who right now has contract up into the summer. And we have no idea, there'll be no news, no any sort of anything about his contract being renewed. Also, I do know that last year kind of have the same situation that Van Dijk Salah had a contract not renewed for a long time. And then I think March, April, so they renew for 2 more years. I don't think Konate will be someone with that same type of experience, and we see Konate still going to the summer with new contracts. But for now, I'm considering that Konate will probably leave Liverpool this summer, and Van Dijk will probably leave the club next summer. So they have to have some sort of plan to bring in players who will be able to see the Konate and Van Dijk in being those long-term defenders for Liverpool in the future. And the thing is, they already done that. And I don't think they could have done a better choice than Shakir and Lyon. These 2 guys are players with amazing potential. I think they have an amazing ceiling in their careers. Is there someone, obviously, I don't think are coming with that big of a hype. I know the price tag on Shakir is pretty big for defenders. That maybe it comes with a bit more hype. I mean, that's also a casual football fan. I don't think they will know Lyon and Shakir, especially Lyon, because those are 2 guys who have amazing potential. Lyon was someone who came from Parma last season. He's been an amazing player, played very well at Parma. I think he already got some Italy call-ups, I'm not sure about that, but he's someone who has a very big ceiling on him. He's an amazing guy. I'm very sad that we kind of only saw him play 1 game for Liverpool this season, and then he got the ACL injury that's made him miss out the season. That's pretty sad to see, because he'll be a player, be an amazing piece for Liverpool as well, because obviously they're kind of missing a new defender in the back four. Also someone, if he continues that type of form that he has his debut, it'll be amazing. Shakir is someone obviously is coming from Rennes in this summer. The overall record of the other defenders in Premier League is very good, so we should feel kind of like strong or optimistic about Shakir's future at Liverpool, because the general case is defenders who come from the league, especially young defenders, usually tend to be very good in the Premier League. Obviously, you can have those exceptions, but general case that they're going to do good. And I like to compare both Lyon and Shakir to Gabriel and Saliba, because both Liverpool and Arsenal at the time of bringing them into the club were both teams who kind of wanted to go from an era to another. That's what Liverpool wants to do. Wants to go from an era of Van Dijk and Konate to now go from the era of Lyon and Shakir. And they also were, all 4 of those guys, especially Gabriel and Saliba, and also Lyon and Shakir, are both guys, all guys who were very unproven defenders. Like Lyon and Shakir, barely any first team experience. I think maybe like on the 2nd, 3rd year of professional football. Gabriel and Saliba were only really played in Ligue 1 at the point of their careers. Even Saliba had to go through a few loans to really establish himself the first team. Obviously, all of them were very young. I think Saliba might have been 20, 21, maybe even younger, and Gabriel was 22 when it came to Arsenal, kind of compared to Lyon and Shakir being like 20, 19. And also, obviously, Shakir and Lyon being kind of more expensive than Gabriel Saliba was. I think Gabriel Saliba was between 60 mil combined, and Lyon and Shakir about 90 million combined. So you kind of have some difference there. But I think the idea of these 2 teams kind of with the same, bringing in players you know have the ceiling to be amazing and have amazing potential to be in your team, and try to bring him in and develop for them to be your long-term defenders. I think now, obviously, so also can take a more direct approach to Gabriel in terms of already about the first team when he first joined and kind of was already getting a lot of minutes. But Saliba still had to go through some loans to kind of get the experience and develop even more for that. I think Liverpool has a similar plan for Lyon and Shakir. And Shakir obviously could have come this winter because Liverpool does need them. But they do know that like the game time wouldn't be as much as Liverpool would be at Rennes, and then like to loan him out for the season. Also now there's an injury, so we don't really know. I mean, obviously, I don't think he can play any more this season, so that's kind of a bummer. But they didn't know that when they made that loan deal. But Lyon is also someone who also came in this season. I think the initial plan would be to kind of also have him get game time slowly. I do think that next season Liverpool should bring in a new defender and make that rotation center backs be Van Dijk, the new center back, Joe Gomez, guys very injury prone, Shakir and Lyon. Because we don't know how Shakir and Lyon will recover from injuries, so I do think maybe it's better for Liverpool to also kind of at least for this season or next season, to take more of a backup role with them. But again, I feel like it's the best sort of action for next year to kind of integrate Leon Shaq in the first team and have them receive game time. Maybe in Europe, I don't know if they'll be able to go into Champions League. Maybe they do this, have some games here that Leon Shaq are able to play. If not, it's going Europa League. It's even a better pathway for Leon Shaq to get even more playing time and kind of rest Van Dijk in some of those less important games. Try to obviously, I feel like, also trying to go into summer for Liverpool, the new defender, will probably be someone who has maybe a year left to want to play, to go on loan at Liverpool, or want to kind of experience out Premier League football. Not really be like a long-term signing at all. So you kind of have Leon like kind of interchance and getting some friendly matches as well on the belt because they won't have a belt of this quality in front of them be able to get minutes. So I feel like that may be the best kind of action for Liverpool to slowly integrate Leon and Shaqiri, make them be able to understand Premier League football, and maybe the best kind of action for them to truly develop nicely and don't have a rush development where they go at first in Premier League football, don't play well the first couple of months, the rust starts to kind of drip down, and it's like it's just overall it's a snowball effect in which they don't really play as well in the future. But in terms of both Leon and Shaqiri, I don't like more Shaqiri because it's been the latest signing, with the most expensive signing, like the player the most hype in the football world. I have one main worry about Shaqiri. He's an amazing player, he has amazing passing range, he's an amazing defender, he's very fast, etc. But I have one big worry, is that he's always played in the back five range. Last year in this series, we saw him play also in the back five, has also played in the back five, and only played on the right side of the back five. And whenever Ranch will play the back four, should probably be like four or five times during his time there. Maybe a year and a half, he only played them like back four or five times. And every single time they play a back four, Shaqiri will be playing at right back. Now, is that because Hans don't trust him playing in the back two? I don't know. Or because like maybe the right back was injured and like the backup will kind of more be Shaqiri to try to kind of make that back four formation and as Shaqiri drop at right back. Also don't know. I mean, if Liverpool signed him, I feel like they are confident in his ability to go into in playing the back four. I don't think there's been any plans. Maybe there is. I don't know. Maybe some flexibility in terms of formations, but I don't think there's any plan in the future for Liverpool to switch more to a back five, or to back three, or to expect Xabi Alonso to come into the team and be able to play a back three. I don't know. But I don't feel like the initial plan was to play Shaqiri in the back three because they've been playing this back four system a very long time. I don't think they really wanted to mess with that. But that's for me like the main worry. We have seen Shaqiri play back four in League 2. Obviously, League 2 for France. Obviously, they're not with the highest level of football you can play, so we've really seen that being tested out in a really high level professionally. And also, we've seen some games where he played in the back four in the middle for France on 21 or 19, or sometimes on the right back. So I feel like obviously it's almost versatile. You can play center back and right back. We know the trend of defensive fullbacks or center backs against fullbacks becoming more and more added now. But I don't think that'll be the case. I don't know if they plan to use a back five with those defenders, but for now I feel like Shaqiri is more of a guy Liverpool trust in him to adapt to back four. Also, I know that he played in the back five the past year and a half. Probably someone who even before the professional football, he probably played back four. So I don't think it'd be that big of a weakness in this game. Because both these guys, right, I don't say they're similar, but they have a similar archetype of body, a similar play style, similar body, I'll say. Because they are both fast defenders. They're both fast defenders. They have amazing play, especially like Leon, considering at the frames, they're very fast for the defender. And they're also both very tall. Leon at 6'5" is a giraffe. Shaqiri is 6'2", not really as tall, but still pretty tall for an average defender. So you have the two tall, fast defenders in your team. Also, that means you're able to win games, to win duels really very often. You can still play outline because you have those two guys who will be amazing in terms of pace. Obviously, all this happening with these guys are more fast. In terms of center backs, more injuries will come. On the bench, for example, someone has a lot of injuries because he's a faster player. So I don't know if we'll see the same thing happen to Leon and Shaqiri. I mean, we did see it happening with Leon already. Shaqiri was more of a shoulder problem than really a hamstring or a muscle problem. So on different I can tell. So I do have the big worry of maybe the kind of this archetype of fast players kind of tender the fact that they might get some injuries in the future. But these guys are guys who are unicorns, really. I mean, guys who can do it all. They can play a line, they can play low blocks, are great in the air, are great defensively. These guys, they can make a very good partnership as well. So I guess more of an aggressive defender in terms of being able to come off his own line and trying to kind of be more aggressive, going to midfield, try to win some duels there. At least more space for Leon to cover, but Leon being a kind of a more fast defender is able to cover the space behind them pretty well. So I do think that the partnership between them, which I do think is a big part as to why some partnerships fail in the defense than what some might succeed, because you don't really have those two defenders who want to always try to go aggressive and try to win duels in the midfield three, in the midfield zone, as opposed to having one guy be more aggressive and one who's gonna play more in behind. That's his theory. I don't know. Like, is it the cat versus the rat? I don't know if that's the cat versus the rat. It's like something like names, descriptions going out there on Twitter football. They talk about this type of football, of center backs, of one being more aggressive, one being more conservative. But I do think that Leon being the more conservative guy and Shaqiri being more aggressive guy, to probably complement each other very well. Like I said, they're both very kind of unicorn center backs. They have amazing passing range. They both have very good ball in his feet. Yeah, they are center backs who can do it all. And I think, like, especially in world football, especially like young defenders, that's very rare to look upon. And they will be able to find two defenders who have amazing potential and try to, buy high on them or buy low, because Leon doesn't really have too much of hype, but I feel like the general opinion for the team was to kind of wait one more year to see what he'll do one more year of professional football. They want to point on that, even since I think like someone has barely any professional football experience at a high level, want to buy low on them in some kind of sense, probably be even more expensive, come the summer, come a year or two. And for me, I think their ceiling is amazing. I think their ceiling is to become a very good, one of the greatest duos in Premier League history. I don't think like their ceiling is like Sean Terry and Carvalho or the Ferdinand and Vidic, because their ceiling is very high and I'm trusting them yet to be able to reach that ceiling. But maybe like the ceiling of of Gabriel Saliba, those kind of like players there, I find they're very much able to reach that ceiling. And again, football is a sport that we know what's happening. I can see that becoming as good of a partnership as Terry and as Vidic, the same thing happened, because obviously at the time when they brought in the team, they would expect them to be that, and they did. So I feel like Leon and Shaqiri have the materials, have the tools, have the potential to also become that for Liverpool.